Ho, 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 Mr. Manly here with a Christmas tree edition of How to Be Manly. During the Christmas season, like many men, I fire up a chainsaw and head to the local tree farm to cut down a big spruce. When I started through the farm, there was a cute elf dressed in green with candy cane stockings. She said, "Hi, I'm Jingle. What size tree are you looking for?" Trying to impress Jingle, I said, "I'll take the tallest spruce you got." She said, "Sir, I also like spruce trees, but the tallest spruce probably won't even fit in your yard." I said, "Jingle, it's not going in my yard. It's going in my living room." She replied, "Okay, sir, but you're going to need some help getting it to your house. Maybe I can help you trim your tree." I thought, "Merry Christmas" to me, and then replied in a manly manner. If you ever find yourself in a similar situation at Christmas, follow along in your manly Christmas manual and repeat after me. Number 1. So, Jingle, you like sprucing up trees. How about sprucing this tree up right here? Number 2. I bet you like jingle bells. I got a couple of bells for you to jingle. Number 3. Shoo-wee mama, you could trim my tree. Then I'll stuff your stocking. Shortly after, as Jingle rings a Christmas bell that alerts her fellow elves, and they set your chestnuts roasting on an open fire and stuff you in a stocking. You're trying to cool off in the snow, screaming jingle, jingle, jingle all the way. That's when you realize just what kind of man you really are. Until next time, this is Mr. Manly saying be manly and happy holidays.
Breaking the news that's already broken. It's time for Prospector's Briefs on Rock 107.
There's a new movie coming out about a killer doll titled Megan. Personally, I would have gone with Cabbage Patch Kid. Aaron Rodgers says taking psychedelic drugs cured him of the idea that he needs to accomplish anything before he dies. You know, like completing passes. Today's show is brought to you by Christmas Spirit, just one of the many things that can be greatly enhanced by copious amounts of alcohol.
Making sure breaking news stays broken. Prospector's Briefs on Rock 107.
God dang world is going on out there. I was in this store the other day shopping and I wished the girl behind the counter a Merry Christmas, and she said Happy Holidays to you. I said, "No, Merry Christmas." And she said her store manager wouldn't let them say Merry Christmas because people would complain. I said, "What kind of devil-worshipping atheist store manager you got?" Back in my day at Christmas, we had a live manger scene in the town square. And the people dressed up as Mary and Joseph and the 3 wise men, and they stood there all night and froze their frijoles off. Those were the days. That's what Christmas is all about. So Merry Christmas. And if you don't like it, you can burn in hell right alongside that stupid store manager.
Life's pretty tough right now. There's plenty of bad news, but it's not all bad. It's time for the brighter side of Prospector on Rock 107.
The CEO of a national chain called Rupert Landscape just surprised his employees with a very generous year-end bonus. They recently partnered with an investment firm, which brought in a ton of money, so he shared the wealth. 1,200 workers got checks for between $7,000 and $200,000. Based on how long they've worked there, the total amount handed out was $28 million.
Thanks. We needed that. The brighter side of Prospector on Rock 107.
And now it's time for another episode of 1 Minute Inside a Woman's Head.
I have 3 weeks to find a date for New Year's Eve. 3 weeks. Just long enough to settle for the IT guy. I mean, our date wasn't bad, it just wasn't New Year's material. But it could be. Let me picture myself a little more drunk. Yeah, I see it. We're dancing, he's whispering in my ear. Wow, that's actually a little sexy. What's that you're saying, computer man? Ooh, you fixed someone's hard drive today? And you added more RAM to your laptop? Hot. Wait, let me get another glass of champagne. Tell me again about that FireWire thingy and how you created the code for our company website. That would actually be the most exciting conversation I've had with a man in a long time. And he's not bad looking. Maybe some new clothes, a little hair paste. What's his extension? I've got 3 weeks to make him my boyfriend.
And that was another episode of 1 Minute Inside a Woman's Head.
Time for another episode of A Few Seconds Inside a Man's Head.
Where's the rack of gift cards? Ah, there it is. Applebee's for mom and dad, Hooters for my bro, Amazon and iTunes for the kids, Kohl's and Victoria's Secret for my wife. Christmas shopping done. Thank you, rack of gift cards. And thank you, rack on that woman at the checkout.
And that was another episode of A Few Seconds Inside a Man's Head.
Somebody to tell you who's already on that naughty list. Good morning, I'm Rock 107's Prospector. We were visited by Paulie, the public shaming elf, and I believe he's back today. Paulie, how are you? And did you get in trouble with Santa?
Good to be back. Yeah, no, Santa so far, so good. Yeah, he's okay with it.
Okay, so in case somebody doesn't know, let's just take a second and Paulie briefly explain your mission here on the radio.
So, kids are being naughty no matter what. Santa puts them on the naughty list, but it doesn't seem to help, so now we're here to publicly shame them. Hopefully that'll set these little punks straight.
Now you're calling them punks. I hope this all goes according to plan. Are you ready?
Sure.
All right, let's hear your first one, okay?
Okay, back from Shavertown. Little Jack wants a new bicycle for Christmas. What kid wouldn't want to ride a bike around the neighborhood?
Yeah.
That's fun. That's freedom. But Jack probably forgot over the summer. He called 911 at a sleepover and then hung up when they called back.
Oh.
So of course the cops had to come over to the house and wake up mom and dad and starts all kinds of trouble. And I know he got yelled at. I know he got punished, but Santa just can't let something like that go. You're getting called.
Again, it seems like you're happy to tell him that. Are you happy about this kid getting call? What? I can't even understand you. All right, do you have another one?
Of course.
All right, let's have it.
Mia from Scranton would like a Barbie treehouse for the holiday. What Mia doesn't know is that Santa saw Mia flip the bird to the car that cut her father off in April. And I know your daddy said it was okay, but Santa says different. You're getting called.
Paulie, the public shaming elf. I'm looking for one more. Do you got one?
There you go. Graydon from Exeter wants Santa to bring him a Fortnite Nerf TS1 blaster. Poor silly Graydon. Do you really think Santa's gonna bring you a weapon? Not after he saw you feed your little sister Gabriella a ladybug.
Ooh.
He heard you lie to her saying it was sweet. Then you lied to your mom when she was throwing it up, saying you didn't have any idea where she got the ladybug. So yeah, that Fortnite Nerf TS1 blaster? Well, the only blasting you'll be doing is near the furnace. You're getting called.
Paulie, the public shaming elf. I hope this works out for the holidays. Goodbye, brother. Have a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Be good.
What's a yam bag? A fool, an idiot, a blockhead, a dunce, or an ignoramus. You know, a dullard, simpleton, or a clot, nitwit, dipstick, pea-brain, mouth breather, or cretin.
It's now time to announce the winner of Prospector's Yam Bag of the Week, as decided by you at rock107.com.
Here are the nominees. Nominee number 1.
If you work in law enforcement, you can't just take off your uniform, go on vacation, party, and break the law. A 30-year-old cop from Chicago named Henry Capouch was vacationing in Florida with his girlfriend recently, and he went off the rails. He was at a beachside bar early last Monday morning when he was caught urinating in an ice machine. An employee saw him and told him to stop. Henry, who looked like he'd been drinking, obviously, cursed at the man and shoved him several times. Police showed up and Henry resisted arrest. He was eventually cuffed and charged with battery and disorderly conduct.
Nominee number 2.
Nothing is too low for shameless opportunists. The Saturday after Thanksgiving, a woman was riding her Razor scooter in Pennsylvania when she crashed. And while she was lying on the ground, a driver approached her, stopped, grabbed the scooter, put it in the back of their truck, and sped off. Blurry footage was caught on surveillance camera. People are looking for the thief who was driving a maroon-colored truck, which also had a washing machine in the bed. The police didn't say anything about the condition of the woman who wiped out.
Nominee number 3.
This seems like a crime out of a Christmas-themed based edition of the Clue board game. A 35-year-old man in Pennsylvania named Michael Bandy got into an argument with a 31-year-old woman last Tuesday night, and it escalated to the point where he struck her in the head with a Christmas tree. It's unclear whether it was an actual living tree or an artificial Christmas tree, or if it was some kind of tree-shaped decoration. But if you think it was a decoration, wouldn't you think it'd be described as one? There's no word on the woman's condition, but it doesn't sound like she was seriously hurt. Michael was arrested and charged with simple assault. By the way, since there's a Christmas theme, Michael's 36th birthday will be on Christmas Eve.
Nominee number 4.
Our criminal justice system doesn't really give you points for having an awesome excuse. But if it did, this guy might be deserving. A 48-year-old man in Florida named Anthony Tardona wandered up to a police crime scene, saw a marked patrol SUV, and decided to set it on fire. He walked over to a nearby dumpster, pulled out a bag of trash, lit it with a lighter, and heaved it over to the SUV. He left the scene to go to a bar, but later came back to confess to the police. He told detectives he was intoxicated, and then when he gets drunk, he does stupid things. He was arrested on 2 counts of arson and is being held on $30,000 bond.
And the winner is
The man who apologized for setting a cop car on fire, saying he does stupid things when he's drunk. Yeah, you do. And you're the yam bag of the week. Congratulations. At rock107.com or the Rock 107 app, a free download for your Android or iPhone. Subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, or wherever you get your podcasts so you never miss Prospector's Prime Cuts.